Hi, I'm Chinmay Sawant, and my project is the Job Skill Gap Analyzer. So, the main idea is quite simple. When students apply to jobs, they often get rejected without knowing why. Even if they feel qualified, they don't know why the employer is actually expecting or what their resume is not clearly proving. So, my system basically solves that by taking a resume, a job description, and comparing them against industry standards, and then generating an evidence based gap report that tells the user what's strong, what's weak, and what's missing, plus how you can fix it. So, this is my UI, this is my Streamlit UI, where I've added the options to upload a resume, the job description, and to add a role. So, this is an optional field where if you want, you can add a role specific to the job description. So step one is to upload a resume here and to paste a job description. So I'll do that. Um, so I've pasted a resume and I'll be pasting a job description along with it. So basically, it in this side it extracts the text from the resume and it shows below. You can see that extracted text, and I'll paste the job description as well. I'll take a data engineering job description and I'll paste it here. And I can write here data engineering, data engineer slash AI engineer. And I'll click this analyze button, so it will analyze what both the um, resume and the job description, and based on that it will give you the output. So I'll click this button, so it's analyzing the output. I mean, it's analyzing the gaps in the skills. So what happens is when the user clicks this analyze button, the UI sends a JSON payload to /analyze containing the resume text, the job description text, and the optional target hint. I mean this one. And this is the key moment where when the system becomes a real RAG application, because now it uses retrieval and grounding, not just raw LLM grounding. I'll explain the backend logic as well. So first I'll just go through this. So what happens is it will generate a summary where it says what in which field I'm strong in and what other skill set I have. And if you see this inferred role is basically based on the job description. So this job description is basically for mid-level professionals, and the role is data engineer. So let's check the skill gaps here. So if you see, there are three skill gaps which are missing. There are two skill gaps which are missing. One is the healthcare data experience, where it says that in my resume, uh, the healthcare data is not mentioned properly. Second, it says that in my resume, even if I have the keyword DBT, uh, but my uh, experience is not does not belong to that particular software. So it says that the job description prefers experience for DVD, which is not explicitly mentioned in the resume. That so these are the two gaps uh, which are missing from my resume. And the strong point is the resume shows SQL skills that through various projects and work experience. So and the evidence is this build. I have this particular bullet point in my resume. So this is the strong point which I have. Let's move to the rewrite tab, where you can actually rewrite your specific resume sentences or keywords or bullet points. So if you see, I have a bullet point saying improved in-app user query response by developing an AI based. So this bullet point can be improved by or enhanced by just using this particular bullet point. So enhanced in-app user query response by 20% through an AI-based search feature using RAG integrating OpenAI LLM with a vector store. So basically enhances the bullet point of that particular resume. Similarly, this is the second one which it suggests that you can enhance that bullet point as well. So I have one more tab, which is the learning tab, where it actually says if you don't have specific skills in your resume, you can just do some certifications based on that particular keyword or skill set. So as you see in skill gaps, I had two missing skill sets. So here it suggests that to enroll in some online course focused on healthcare data management and analytics, or participate in healthcare data projects or volunteer opportunities to gain practical experience. So I can add this into my resume. Similarly, for DBT experience, complete a DBT fundamentals course to understand its application in data transformations, or implement a small project using DBT to practice building and manage data models. So if we do this, or if we add some particular experience based on those skills, then our resume is very much gonna get selected for that particular job role. And next is this is basically this is the rack tab where this data is being extracted from the vector storage. I'm using Pinecone for that, and PDF is we can basically download our base this uh, analysis into a PDF form, and we can then do our analysis based on that. So this is basically my project, and I'll explain you what is happening in the backend. So um, so at the end, in the backend, the fast I'm using Fast API, so it acts like the brain of the system and exposes two main endpoints: one for extracting resume text and one for running the full RAG plus LLM analysis. So when a user uploads a resume, the backend receives the file and it runs it through a PDF parser, cleans the extracted text and removes the white spacing and weird characters, and sends that plain resume text back to the front end. So nothing is permanent here, and I mean nothing is stored permanently here. The goal is just to convert the PDF into usable text, and when the user clicks analysis, the front end calls the analyze, which is basically at the API level, and then it calls the the resume text, the job description, and an optional target, which is the hint, that is data engineer or AI engineer. And the backend first pre-processes the inputs by trimming and normalizing, optionally chunking the text so it's easier to reason over. And then the backend constructs a retrieval query for the job description and sends that text through embeddings, and that embedding vector is used to query Pinecone, which returns the most relevant documents for the dataset. And after retrieval, the backend builds a structure prompt that includes the resume text, the job description, and the role level intent. And the backend then calls the LLM. I'm using OpenAI APIs here, and asks it to return a structured JSON response with specific fields like summary, um, and uh, the role, the skill gaps, and evidence. So this is basically the evidence. And here, if you see, I've added some safety notes. So just to make sure that you need to keep on reiterating all the uh, outputs, all the results. So finally, the backend. So finally, the backend validates and returns that JSON to the front end, which renders it cleanly and allows generating a downloadable PDF report. Yeah, so this is my project. Thank you so much.